my channel. My name is Grace and I am the girl behind Stitchberry, and welcome back to the podcast for episode 7. Filming this a little bit later than what I intended to, but you know, better late than never. It took me a second to think about what that phrase was. So I kind of switched up the location. I was filming a different video and I kind of just like sat down on the floor to record a section of it, and I was like, you know what, this actually might work for the podcast, just coming back to the ish original spot but sitting on the floor because it was kind of a vibe and I low-key love sitting on the floor. So we're gonna see how this works, and then it's honestly just so much easier because I have like all my whips and projects just right here and ready to go. And as I'm sitting here, I realize that I only brought in my works in progress and I forgot to bring in the projects that I actually finished, because I actually have 2 finished projects that I'm very excited to share. So let me go grab those and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. I grabbed my finished objects and see if there's anything else before we officially dive in. I will have everything linked down below, including my blog, Etsy, all of that stuff. I have a ton of free crochet patterns and resources over on my blog, so feel free to check that out, as well as sign up for my email list because they are the first ones to know about literally anything that happens. They're the first ones to know about free crochet patterns, printables, any other videos, blog posts that I do, as well as I occasionally send out an exclusive discount code with new patterns for the PDF and just pattern sales in general. I think that is everything, so we can go ahead and dive in with the projects that I have finished. So the first one, which I'm very excited about, is my Muscle Burrow hat. This is a pattern by Ysolda T, and let me show you. So it is knitted in the round, I'm sure, and I think I said this last time, if you watch a lot of knitting podcasts, I'm sure you've seen this hat because it is such a popular pattern. But you start in the round, you do increases, you knit this tube, and you do the decreases on the other side, and then you just fold it inside itself to create this really warm hat. So it's double and it's made with fingering weight yarn. I used Sorella yarn. This is on their classic sock base, which I don't think they have anymore, and this is Ivy from the Taylor Swift collection. So this is what it looks like on. I absolutely love it. I have worn it a couple times since I finished it. It hasn't been super duper cold, but if I've been out in the evenings when it's really cold, I really like to wear it. So my original goal with this hat is, in the original pattern, it's designed so that if you just wear it like this and then you have some slouch, that's one way to wear it, but then you can also fold up the brim for an even warmer hat, which I did not make mine long enough. I was running out of yarn, and so I was like, okay, I think I need to start doing the decreases. So it's not really long enough to fold up. It kind of just comes up above my ears and I don't really like that. The original goal was to use up as much yarn as possible so that I can fold up the brim and it still be slouchy. Obviously that did not work, and I think the reason why I ran out of yarn is I did use like a #1 needle, which I think in the pattern it calls for like a 2 or a 3 or something like that, but I don't think I have a pair of 2s. I don't think so. And my 3s I was using in a different project, and I really wanted to start and finish this hat so I would have it for this winter. So I just used my #1s, and so because I was using a smaller needle, obviously it took more yarn to get to this length, but I still really love it. and it does have a nice length. I would love to make, I mean, so many more, but obviously the next one I make, I want to use a bigger needle, and hopefully I can do that original idea of being able to fold it up while it's still being slouchy, because I like having a little bit of room at the top of my hats. But yeah, I love how this turned out, and I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of it this winter. The circumference around fits really comfortably on my head. It's not too big, it's not too small. So overall, really happy with how this hat turned out, and hopefully this winter I can also start another one, because it really is a fun, easy, mindless knit. It just takes a little bit of time just because you're basically knitting 2 hats in one. But yeah, I can't wait to wear it all winter long. After putting a hat on, you gotta fix all the hair. So my, oops, still not there. There we go. So here is the Henley sweater. It's really pretty, easy rib stitch with this fun little button detail at the top. I love it. There is some neck shaping, so it fits really nice around the neck, but it's still super easy in the pattern. And I kind of did like a balloon sleeve for this pattern, and the cuff. And I'm so happy with how this turned out. I did use We Crochet, I don't have the yarn in here, I think it was Alpaca Cloud. I think it will be in the show notes what yarn I use, and I know the colorway was Colette, I do know that, but I can't wait to wear this. I haven't worn it yet, but I need to. I have the pattern written, I just need to grade it, and I've kind of just waiting for a good day to do that, because I like to just dedicate a whole day to grading. It's so much easier for me personally to do it all in one day, all in one sitting, you know, maybe a few breaks here and there, but for the most part getting it done and out of the way, because first of all, then it just gets done. Second of all, I can just start it and finish it instead of starting it halfway through and then setting it aside, coming back to it a few days later, and I just don't know where I am, and I kind of just like lost my spot in the grading. So I need to do it all in one day. I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. I'm hoping the week after Christmas I should have some time to grade it, and then we can do a fun little January release for this pattern. That is the goal. I will keep you guys updated. Newsletter, Instagram will be the places to learn when this pattern comes out, but really hoping to get it graded before the new year. Originally I wanted to release the pattern, but I've just been so busy, so many things going on, so I just decided, you know what, let's just focus on getting the pattern prepped as much as possible and then releasing it in the new year, I think is a really good plan. Okay, that is all of my finished objects. So now moving on to whips. So my first finish, or not finish, I wish it was done, project is a pair of socks. So I have one done. I have not woven in any ends yet, but that's okay. So these are the Hawkins socks by Sarah of Denim and Rain. It's a really fun retro-y ribbed striped pattern. I've had so much fun working on these socks. These are a gift for my dad for Christmas. I really think he's going to like these. Green is his favorite color, so I thought that would be really good. So I have one done, and I'm on the heel of the second one. I'm almost done with the heel. I think I'm a little over halfway done with the decreases of the heel, and once I get that done, the foot should go by really fast. This is my first time doing the heel flap and gusset method for doing the heel, so it's taken a little bit longer to get through the heel. Plus I think this type of heel is just more knitting in general, but once I get through that, I can get through the leg pretty quickly, and then obviously the toe is nothing new. So I just need to get through the rest of the heel, and then hopefully I can finish these this weekend because Christmas is just over a week away, which is insane. But yeah, I've had so much fun doing this pattern. I cannot wait to finish these socks because obviously then I can start a new pair of socks, but I also really want to make a pair of these Hawkins socks for myself because I just love how they turned out. I am using I don't have any of the tags left on the yarn, but I am using Swish DK in, which is all three of these colors. This is, what is this? It is a 100% fine superwash merino wool, so there is no nylon in it, but I think the wool, it should still be fine as a sock, and it is so soft. So I have these, oh, let's show. So obviously these are the three colors that I have. The green is Forest Heather, there you go. So this really pretty color is Nutmeg Heather, and then this one is Squirrel Heather. So pretty. I really love this color. So yeah, going really well. I absolutely love this yarn. Like I said, I did use it for my cobblestone blanket, and I have an idea for a garment design that I want to start sometime. I want to get the yarn ordered before the new year and then start like crocheting it and stuff next year, and I haven't decided what yarn I want to use, but I am really debating this yarn just because it is so soft and it does have a really nice drape and will be really fun and warm for a garment. So we shall see on that. Okay, then my next whip. This one, I honestly don't even know if I'm going to finish it. I kind of just started this just because I wanted a crochet project that I can just mindlessly work on when I don't want to work on the socks. So this is also kind of like a scrappy project, and if I like it and if it turns out and if I actually finish it, I might turn it into a design. So that looks so pretty. So this is going to be a sweater vest. I pulled out scraps from my stash. This is all We Crochet yarn. The cream is Highland wool. The pink is, what is it? I forget what the pink is. Again, it'll be in the show notes. And then this is the same yarn that I used for the Henley sweater. So I had a couple of skeins left of that. So I decided, you know, we'll put them all together in a project. I don't have a problem mixing different yarns and of different content as long as they're like the same weight slash like feel like the same weight. I don't mind, especially because I'm using up stash for this project. So this is going to be a vest sweater. So it's basically going to be a tank top, and that I can wear over shirts and things like that in the winter time. So this is how far I've gotten on it, and I think I want it to be cropped-ish, but I also want to do ribbing, and normally I would do the ribbing first and then like knit along the edge of the ribbing to start this part, but I couldn't decide what color. I wanted to use for the ribbing, because at first I was going to use the cream, but then I was like, oh wait, but I'm using so much of the cream already. What if I use one of the other colors? So I decided, you know what, we will crochet the whole thing and then add in the ribbing later. So yes, this has been really fun to work on. Just something super easy in the evenings when I'm watching TV, when I don't want to work on my socks. So yeah, and we'll see. I honestly don't even know if I'll finish this. But this was more of a like project. I just want to work on something versus wanting the actual finished product, which I do want the finished product. I'm having a lot of fun working on this. My next project I actually haven't worked on in a little bit, but this will be a super fun, easy design slash project that is great for scraps of yarn. It does not look like much. This was my first prototype, if you will, of the pattern. So I'm calling this the Betty scarf or the Betty hair tie. I haven't really decided. And it's just super simple, easy hair tie, or you can tie it on a bag, backpack, whatever you want to put it on. That uses up scraps, so it will have a little bit of an angle, and then it has this really pretty edging. So this was the first one that I made, and there were some things I liked about it, some things I didn't. So we are working on the second one. I made the end a little bit more pointy so you can see it, and this one is also longer. In the pattern, I am going to include several different variations of the pattern just because it is so simple that I thought it'd be really cool, where it's kind of like you can pick the end that you want, you can pick the length that you want, you can pick the border that you want. So there's going to be several different ways to do the end, as well as the border, as well as the length. So it's a super easy pattern. It just takes a little bit longer to design because I have to work through all of these different options that I want to include in the pattern. But this is, again, hopefully going to be a January, February design. I just need to sit down and work on it because it really won't take that long. I just need to do it. So there's that design. This is Hobie, I believe alpaca silk. I could be wrong. Again, I will have this linked in the show notes because I don't remember any of the yarn that I use. And my last project that I've been waiting until the end because I really didn't want to talk about it is my even fall sweater. It looks really pretty on here, but it also looks insanely small, and we all knew this. We all knew that it was going to be really small, and I honestly don't even remember where I was in the last podcast. Right now I am on the sleeve, but I don't remember if I was on the sleeve for the last one or if I was still on the yoke. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think I'm going to have enough yarn to do the full length sleeve. Plus I also need to do more on the body, and I think it's just going to be small, and I'm not going to, it will fit, but it's going to be very fitted fit. So I know I won't want to wear it, and especially after all of the work that I put into it, it's just, what's the point? So my plan is to frog it. I haven't done it yet. It's probably going to be a next year problem because I don't want to think about it. So I'm going to frog this, but I still really, really love these yarns. These are from the Sorella Autumn in New York collection, and I really want to make a sweater with them. So my plan, I haven't fully decided. I have two options. One is to, well, I know this for sure, I'm going to buy a cream yarn because I feel like some type of neutral cream color will go really, really well with these three. And I will either do some type of color blocking design, don't really know yet, but something where I now have 4 colors instead of 3, so I have more yarn, so I can do a sweater that's actually going to fit and that I will actually want to wear. Or again, still buy the yarn, the cream yarn, but hold it double, so I'm holding the cream yarn throughout the entire pattern and then like switching out these. Because I'm going to be adding in another color, I'm not going to use this pattern. I still really love this pattern and really hope to make it someday, because I would love a finished sweater in this pattern. It's just not going to work right now for this yarn. So I have looked on some patterns on Ravelry. I haven't fully decided which one I'm going to do yet. Again, that's going to be a next year problem. At this point, I just need to get through the things that I need to work on this month and finish up before I start thinking about next year. So that is my plan. It's just been sitting in my basket for over a month. I haven't really worked on it since the beginning of November, since like right after the last podcast episode. So it is sad. I did put in so much work with this sweater, but I just know it's not going to fit and I won't like it on me. So I know this is the right choice, and then I can make a sweater that I will actually love and wear. Okay, so that is all of my projects, things that I've worked on, things that I've finished since the last podcast episode. And I did want to share a recent printable resource that I did on my website, and it is these really cute handmade gift tags for homemade gifts that you are making. I have a couple that there are different designs, but are, you know, somewhere along the lines of like handmade with love, handmade for you. And I wanted to do one that was a little bit more Christmas specific, but it's not like, it doesn't scream Christmas, so you can use it throughout winter or fall or whenever. So I wanted to share that again, and this will be linked in the show notes. This is a free printable that you can print out. I love printing it on a brown cardstock. I think it just gives it a fun, polished, rustic look to it. And for photos, I put this on one of my hats, and I just cut out the tag, and I like to cut it out within the black line so you don't see that, and then I'd like to just snip the ends off so it has that cute little tag look. And I think it looks so cute, and I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. Okay, and my one acquisition from this past month, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So if you remember, the Hawkins socks are by Denim and Rain, Sarah by Denim and Rain, and I've just been obsessed with all of her stuff, her YouTube channel, her patterns. She's an incredible artist, and she literally creates the most beautiful products. So I really have been wanting to purchase some of her stitch markers and products for quite some time. I just haven't, and she recently did a Into the Thicket shop update where it was mushroom themed, so cute, so pretty, 1000% up my alley. And I think like the shop updated at like 8 p.m. one night, and I forgot about it for a split second until literally like 8:05. I was like, oh my goodness, like her shop update, I need to go. And all of like the products that I was interested in purchasing sold out, and I'm so happy for her and that the shop update went so well. I was just a little sad that I couldn't get what I wanted, but that's okay. Instead, I ended up not getting anything from that collection, ironically, but she did have some things from previous collections that were on sale that I was like, okay, I'll get that instead, because I did have my eye on this one. So the first one I got was this beautiful stitch marker. She hand paints these stitch markers. They are absolutely gorgeous. So this is like a little forest with flowers. So pretty. I haven't used it yet. I'm scared. I don't want to like mess it up. It's just so pretty. So I do need to use this. I actually have some yarn coming for a new design, and this will be a really good stitch marker to put on that. And then I also got these really cute daisy buttons. Again, she hand painted all of these. So gorgeous. And I'm thinking I want to do some type of cardigan, like something for spring, because these are daisies. I have some patterns already picked out on Ravelry, so really excited, and I can't wait to get more of her products because they're like actually my favorite thing in the entire world. So definitely go check her out. I'm sure she still has some things in her shop. She typically works on buy shop updates, but you know, if something doesn't sell out, she still has it available in there. So definitely go check out her beautiful stitch markers, buttons. She does stickers, she does prints. Her patterns are amazing, so go check her out. I'm just so excited. These are just 1000% me and my style, so I cannot wait to use these. I'm trying to think as far as other fun things happening. It is December, and something that I did this year is I got a coffee advent. So much fun. Growing up, I would always have a chocolate advent where in each square for like the 25 days there's a little chocolate, and that was like my favorite thing. And this year I was like, I really want to do some type of advent, and as much as I would love doing a yarn advent, right now that's just not in the budget for me, because they are expensive. I understand why they're expensive. I know the amount of work that goes into them, and I look forward to someday getting one. It just is not feasible for me to spend that money on yarn right now. So I went with a more affordable option of something that I know I would use, that I would love, and that is a coffee advent by Yawn Brew. They are a coffee company based out of the UK, and it's been so much fun having a new cup of coffee every day with different flavors and things like that, and that's just been so much fun opening that up, and I've had so much fun with that, and I've really enjoyed all of the coffee. There's only been a couple days where I didn't really like the flavors in the coffee as much, but that's also just a personal preference. So that's been a lot of fun. We're also wrapping up a year and about to enter New Year. So like many other people, I'm kind of in the stage of planning the next year, planning designs, planning content, planning what I want to focus on. So I have a lot of the ideas up here. I just need to sit down and dedicate some time to actually plan and figure out what I want to do. So that is also on my to-do list. I have so much I need to do before the new year, but I'm also really excited for next year and plans and the ideas I have. There's some really fun ideas that I really hope I can work on next year, and I can't wait to share all of that with you guys. So that is all I have for today. This is the last podcast episode of 2022. It's been great. I've loved sharing all of my projects with you and other things and just all things cozy. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and New Year, and I cannot wait to see you next year. I have a couple ideas of some videos I would like to do before the new year, but we'll see how that all works out. So thank you so much for watching. Again, everything is linked in the show notes down below, and I hope you all have a lovely and cozy day.